Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host, and this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This time, it's Magnus of the Feral Horde speaking. Yes, this is where I like to tell stories of daring do with dashing, brave, and powerful warriors wielding swords, defeating monsters and evil sorcerers and saving damsels in distress. Well, yeah, sort of, kind of. This time we're going to take a look at The Warlord, number 48 from 1981, DC Comics. This is a special, kind of a special issue, anyway. It's number 48. It's written and drawn by Mike Grell with inks by Vince Colletta. The Warlord is a science fiction sword and sorcery character from DC Comics, first appearing in first issue special number 8 in 1975, created and written. I'll get it yet. Written and drawn by Mike Grell, and he is a bit of a mashup hero between Edgar Rice Burroughs' Pellucidar, which is At the Earth's Core, if you remember that movie, that Pellucidar series, and Robert E. Howard's Conan and other sword and sorcery heroes. Air Force pilot Travis Morgan accidentally enters an opening at the North Pole to emerge into Skartaris, a world within the hollow earth of eternal daytime. There he eventually becomes a sword and gun wielding hero, marrying Tara the warrior queen of Shambhala and being honored with the title of Warlord. Fighting the evils of sorcery and super science, there have been several ongoing miniseries of the title since, ongoing and miniseries of the title since 76 to 2010. Volume 1 ran for 133 issues to 1988. This is the time, the original one. This is when the only time I ever actually subscribed to a comic book was Warlord. You know, where you get it in the mail. They don't do that anymore on a regular basis. Because while I was in the Navy and I was going to see, I wanted to make sure, and comic shops were kind of fairly scarce, I wanted to make sure that I received it. And see here. Mike Grell wrote and drew the title until issue 59. Thereafter, until issue 71, it was ghost written by his wife. Mike Grell still had the writing credit, but it was written by his wife, Sharon Wright. And over the run, it had several backup features of various kinds, including, I guess it was Arian and the Barren Earth, and I don't know what all else. And I was just going to say something else, and now I suddenly have forgotten what it was. I hate it when that happens. Oh yeah, I remember. Because when I was mentioning there the influence of Edgar Rice Burroughs and Conan the Barbarian and all those were, of course, big influences on the creation of this character. But he also paid tribute to, in a way, to Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth, in the fact that this inner Earth was called Skartaris. Under a different spelling, that is the name of the mountain peak in Iceland that showed the entrance to the inner Earth in Journey to the Center of the Earth. So he's got his bases covered. And well, I won't get into that. Now, of course, the Earth is not hollow, at least not in this fashion. This of course, is where the Earth is a hollow ball. On the inside of that ball is another inhabited world with a small central sun of unknown composition, undescribed composition, at the very center, which is the center of gravity for the planet. Therefore, the day is there's constant daylight, and time. It's difficult to tell the passage of time, and Travis Morgan is surprised because it turns out because he went into the inner Earth in '69, and then he later finds out because I don't remember how, but his daughter then when he left, his daughter was a little girl, and then in the course of the story, his daughter Jennifer turns up, and she's an adult. I don't remember whether he had come out and then gone back in, and was surprised to discover how much time had passed. I've forgotten because she's all grown up. She's an adult, and part of this storyline is he is looking for his daughter. She's gone missing somewhere, and he is looking for his adult daughter. So. Realize, of course, his daughter would be my age now, or about that. Okay, let's take a look at the Warlord. I'll put him over here with the girls. Okay. If he doesn't get in the way. Of course, nice Mike Grell cover. Of course, he did a lot of the covers even after he stopped drawing the interiors. And he got away from doing covers that were descriptive of the story inside, and they mostly became like cover illustrations for books. Something like this is just highlighting characters in the story, not so much the story itself. So it starts off. We are in the city of Shambhala, and there is Queen Tara. And once again, she's ticked because Morgan has once again gone off on a solo adventure somewhere, and so she doesn't like that. He's always leaving her. And there's one of her people said he is reporting to her information to her. See, Morgan and now I've forgotten her name. Another young lady who goes around with him, but she's the one who turns into a cat. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. And they're looking for Travis's daughter, Jennifer, and she's reported going into the area of shadow. There's one area that is in constant shadow because of some fluctuating gravitational forces. There is a kind of a moon-like structure, casts a shadow in eternally in one spot. So she is all ticked off. He does a lot of the double-page spreads and splash pages inside the story as well, as she muses over Travis Morgan. So she gets on her traveling togs, grabs her couple of horses, and gets that soldier and come with me, soldier. And off they're going to try to find Morgan. Then that's the last we see of them in this issue. Then we go to Travis Morgan, and I still can't remember her name. they're getting close to the area of shadow where it is considerably cooler. Probably the only cold place in the inner Earth. And they're approaching Shakira, that's her name, and they're approaching a shoreline there. And they're looking down. They see a village of some kind, and as they approach, they're still quite a ways off, and they see on an altar at the water's edge, a rock slab as an altar, and they're about to have a human sacrifice. And of course, the sacrifice is, of course, a lovely blonde lady, very scantily attired. And they talk about interfering and say, no, I can't let this happen. He happens to be a marksman. He has that 44 auto mag. He has a limited supply of ammunition, and but he got, the time he came back to the outer Earth, he got more ammunition, but he uses that to supplement his killing power with a sword. But he is a skilled marksman, and he sits up there to get an incredibly long shot, and boom, takes out that high priest about to kill the girl, mounts his horse, goes down. They're having a nice splash page as he comes riding to the rescue, cutting down soldiers left and right. Boom, boom, boom. And or fight. The villagers running away. He frees the girl. And while Shakira just stands there watching, the girl gets up and grabs a club and wallops him in the back of the head, knocking him out. Okay. You go, blasphemer, you killed it. Because I forgot to mention the title is Dragon of Ice. And this is what is she is to be a willing sacrifice to the Dragon of Ice that is about to appear. On some kind of regular basis. And while he's stunned, they all beat the crap out of him and tie him down to the stone altar. And of course, Shakira has to come to the rescue. She slips in, gets close in her kitty self, turns back into her human form, grabs the gun, and blows away that blonde girl who is about to kill him. And starts blowing away a bunch of the other people. And she frees Morgan and said, "You had enough of this interfering?" "Yeah, I think so." Then we skip. Okay, here where it's continuing, and people run off. Oh, it's the ice. It's the dragon of ice. Dragon in the ice. It's coming. And off in the mist and the shadows and the mist, they see the dark image appearing, coming closer and closer. They get on the horse. We might better get out of here. And then it gets closer. Uh-oh. Hey, that's not a dragon. It's a Viking longship, a dragon ship at the dragon masthead. And all the Vikings are frozen. They're all encased in a block of ice. And oh my gosh. And he figures it must have been something like a longship swept off course, gone through the opening at the North Pole, swept in there, and everyone was all frozen and it's all encased in ice, and got caught in a current that brings it back and forth to this spot periodically. And they think it's a dragon. So he destroys the altar and says, "Okay, we're done with that. It probably won't do any good, but at least we know what's going on." Then we switch to. Now we finally see Jennifer in this story, and she has traveled to this area of darkness, and because she wants to pursue magic, or has some inclination. She wants to be trained by someone. And this guy is helping her. Says, "My master will teach you," and he sets this box here in this castle. He's not here right now, but you go ahead, take advantage of it. Prepare a meal and take a bath or what have you. So she goes and takes a bath. Sets this box right here. And while she's bathing, the door on the box opens. Creak. And she suddenly suspects something, and she turns and is shocked. Bum, bum, bum! Something evil. And we don't know what it is. Well, I do remember. What it is. And I'm going to spoil it because, hey, it's 40 years old. The thing that was in that box is, well, Travis Morgan had a villain. Oh crap! Suddenly can't remember his name. It's evil sorcerer villain, and in battle he wound up whacking off this guy's hand, and he whacked off this guy's head. Thought he was killing him. Well, this box opens, and out walks the head. I can't remember his sorcerer's name right, but the head is attached to the hand, so it's a little like the Thing from the Addams Family, except with a head on it. And he's alive, and he can speak, and all this other stuff, and he's still a magician. And that's just a total horrifying imagery, I know. And then you have, for the backup is Claw. This is just a two-part storyline that was used as backup. Claw was a sword and sorcery character. I've covered him before, and they had a modest but decent run a couple years before, and at the conclusion of that, he had whacked off his own demon hand, which was possessing him. And this picks up there. The hand is still alive. He connects back to him, and then he is engaged in conversation with some kind of elder god, what have you. And I'm not even going to go into the story. This was written by Jack Harris and drawn by Tom Yeates. Some very, very fine draftsmanship here. Tom Yeates later comes strongly associated with Tarzan for many years, in both comic books and I think in comic strips, as well as illustrating some Edgar Rice Burroughs, Robert E. Howard books. Now, that's one of the reasons why this is a special issue, because it brings back Claw. But then also is the first appearance of another great DC sword and sorcery character, Arak, Son of Thunder. I love this character. I love this run. Created by Roy Thomas and Ernie Colon. And this has a 16-page insert, 15-page story insert, featuring the first appearance of Arak, Son of Thunder. So this has Morgan, has Claw, and Arak. And I loved the Arak title, and I wish they would bring him back, even though they did conclude his story. And this is, of course, drawn by Ernie Colon with great pencils by Tony DeZuniga. I'm not going to go into the story, but the interesting storytelling, because, of course, at this point, you don't know who Arak is. And it's just, you have, obviously, an American Indian in the forest. He's got, tomahawk and stuff. And you think it's in America. And then you start seeing, ancient ruins, and you see a blonde lady and a horse and stuff, and so obviously, and then eventually we see European Viking type warriors, and there's sorcery and some kind of horrid monster, and then you realize that while he is an American Indian, he is in Europe. And that's a part of the hook, and it is really, really good. I both this story and the whole run. I just love Arak, Son of Thunder, and I'll do some more on him some other time. But that's all I have to share with you this time. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let me know. Are you a Mike Grell fan, a Warlord fan, an Arak fan, a Claw fan? Do you love all of them? Do you hate all of them? Any of that? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.